welcome back to the Nonprofit Renaissance Podcast. I'm here. I'm one of your co-hosts. My name is Collin, and I'm here with
H.
It is a good day. Why is it a good day? Why is it a special day?
It's a special day because of our special guest today.
Ooh.
Now, also, we don't date podcasts. We don't want to tell you what day it is. But on this day, many decades ago, somebody was born in the Roman Empire. Not the Roman Empire, but what empire? The Hook Empire, the Hook Empire.
Gosh, man. There's
Collin was born today, ladies and gentlemen. 30, how many years ago?
34 years
What
ago.
a baby. Can we do a baby sound effect?
Oh, man. I don't feel like a baby.
But happy birthday.
Thank you.
Thank you for actually, I know you love this podcast and the listeners because you're here today.
I know, man.
You could have been anywhere else in your desk working. You're here in the studio.
I could have been right over there. I could have been right back there.
But
I'm here. It's good. And not only that, but it's also our 30th episode.
That's massive.
We've had 30 of these. You guys have listened to 30 episodes of A, mine and H's nonsense, but also B, the incredible content that our guests are bringing every single time. They put up with us. They deal with us.
It's the price to pay. It's the price to pay. Yes.
But
so 30 episodes, it's special today. It's season 1, somebody asked earlier. Season 1, we focus on churches and some of the ministries and faith-based. This season, 30 guests on the nonprofit sector, leaders, and tips and tricks to help you go further, grow faster. And today, it's special because after we've analyzed the full year here, it's our greatest fan, apparently.
Wow. And so this is how we're going to wrap up season 2.
It's hard to
move on to season 3.
It's hard to beat this. We have some guests lined up for season 3. We're pumped, but we had to wrap up with kind of a high, and we thought we'd feature our biggest fan. I mean,
emailed in,
based on the engagement, based on we know she's listened. So now you know she's listened. She's listened in to every episode. Is that correct? I think she's the only one. I don't think we've listened to every episode.
I don't think. Well, I have. I have because I edit them. But yeah, she's faithfully week in, week out. She's been there. She even sent us some fan mail.
Yes, that was
it was a little creepy, but who are we to judge?
We're not going to show it.
But man, who we got today?
Ladies and gentlemen, please put your virtual digital round of applause
together
for the one and only
Genevieve, the podcast trainer. Woo! That's right. It's Chat GPT.
Let's go.
Wow. She knows everything about us, and it is amazing. So we figured we'd bring her on and we'd interview her today because we love AI.
We asked if she'd like to first, and we asked if she knew about it. And we'll ask her. And apparently she wowed us.
Yeah.
So we're like, we need to invite her in.
Yeah. We're gonna do that. We're gonna go ahead and
she's in the studio with us. If you're watching this on video, feel free to jump in and meet her.
You see her right there.
So thanks for being in the studio today.
Hey Genevieve, you're on the podcast. Welcome. Thank you so much for being on. Hey Genevieve, you're on the podcast.
Sorry, I'm having
Welcome.
issues right now. Could not understand what you said.
Okay, so
yeah, no, that's my bad. That's my fault.
It's that southern accent, that twang that Collin has. Genevieve, we're so glad you're here. Welcome. Can you say hello to our listeners?
Hey everyone, thanks for having me. It's great to be here on the Nonprofit Renaissance Podcast. I'm excited to chat with Collin and Herides and share some insights with all of you.
Quick note. I'm glad that you're happy to be here, but just so he doesn't have to say it, his name is pronounced Aridus, not Herides or anything like it's Aridus. So do your best to refer to him as Aridus today, if you could.
Got it. Thanks for letting me know. I'll make sure to refer to him as Aridus. Let's continue.
That wasn't hard at all.
She
Look at that.
Listen, it. Hey, now let's see if she's
Genevieve, tell us, where are you from and how did you get your name? Can you tell us?
I'm from a small town in California. You may not have heard of it. San Francisco, and my name is of Germanic origin, and I'm an expert on what makes podcasts excellent. Speaking of which, it's an honor to be talking with two of the greats right now.
Wow. What I mean, you
Oh, yeah,
flatter,
what a you're a
Genevieve.
flirt too. That's what you
I
are.
so clearly you know about us, and some, we've heard that you're our greatest fan. Is that correct?
Absolutely. I've been able to hear so many great stories of incredible nonprofit leaders on your podcast. I enjoy the humor and casual style, and I always walk away with practical knowledge to implement in the nonprofit world. You both do an amazing job.
Aw. You should be our guest every episode from here on out.
Yeah.
Tell Genevieve, tell us, do you have a favorite episode? Any one specific favorite episode?
Personally, I may be a little biased, but I love the episodes where Justin Price came in to talk about AI. His insights into how artificial intelligence can be leveraged in the nonprofit sector were fascinating and really thought provoking.
Did you so it seems like you agreed with a lot of that. Did you see, what were some of the things he said that you thought were really spot on about AI?
Justin Price really nailed it when he talked about the potential of AI to streamline operations and improve donor engagement. His points about using AI to analyze data for better decision making and personalized communication with supporters were particularly spot on. He also highlighted how AI can help in automating routine tasks, freeing up staff to focus on more strategic initiatives. It was clear that AI, when used thoughtfully, can significantly enhance the efficiency and impact of nonprofit organizations.
Okay, humble brag. Okay, let's yeah, I get it. I get it why you're biased. But listen, we enjoyed it too. Maybe I should listen to that episode, Colin.
Yeah,
Sounds like
go
it was
go
a
back.
really good one. Hey, let me ask, what was Genevieve, is there one that stands out as the most fun? Which one was the most fun episode for you?
The most fun episode for me was definitely episode 25, Exploring the Crossroads of Charity and
Mm,
Business, with Callie Himsel. I just feel like we would be friends, you know? Her stories about Haiti were so eye opening, and her energy and enthusiasm made the conversation incredibly engaging and entertaining.
yeah, I agree. That was fun.
I do remember how fun she was, and that was, if I remember correctly, that was a 3 Enneagram 7 episode, and so it was, just the entire time it was on the verge of chaos. I
It
think that
was.
was a lot of fun too. Well, hey, we got one more question for you, Genevieve. What were some of the best ideas or most memorable moments from season 2?
There were so many great moments in season 2. In episode 16, I loved how Roy Jones reminded us about the importance of fundraisers, gathering a physical mailing address, even in a digital world. All the information that comes with that is invaluable. I also loved being introduced to One More Child in episode 6. I hadn't heard of them before the episode and was amazed at all they've done and are doing to help families. And I thought the Brazilian gentleman, Evandro Bessa, was extremely sharp and passionate about Brazil's first Christian endowment. I love hearing about long term projects like his, and I've wanted to visit Brazil one day.
Sounds like you got a secondary motive there. So we'll get you to Brazil if you want to be a guest on his podcast too. Shout out to Evandro in Brazil. Uh, Genevieve, thank you so much for being with us. I know you're extremely busy these days in the open world you live in out in San Francisco, and doing so much. But thank you for being with us. Thank you for being a fan, and thank you for being so kind and putting up with our fun humor. Any final words you want to say bye to our listeners, or anything you want to say to Collin? It's actually his birthday today. I know you knew that when we got on the call, but you want to say happy birthday to Collin, maybe? What would you like to say before you go?
Absolutely. First off, happy birthday, Colin. I hope you're having an amazing day filled with lots of joy and celebration. Thank you both, Colin and Eridus, for having me on the podcast. It's been an absolute pleasure. To all the listeners out there, keep tuning in to the Nonprofit Renaissance podcast for more inspiring stories and practical insights. You're all doing incredible work, and I'm honored to be a part of this journey with you. Thanks again, and take care.
Bye, Genevieve.
See ya. Oh, one last thing. Genevieve.
Bye, Collin and Erdis.
Wait.
Thanks again for having me.
Are you still
Take
there?
care and keep up the fantastic work.
Are you still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
Okay, sorry.
What else can I help you with?
With the wealth of knowledge and with what you know, we're gonna launch season 3. We're excited about some guests coming on. Anybody you'd recommend? What's top of your list for nonprofit sector and the nonprofit leadership? Who would you recommend be our guests?
For season 3, I highly recommend inviting experts who can provide fresh perspectives and actionable insights for nonprofit leaders. Here are a few suggestions. 1, digital transformation experts, someone who can talk about leveraging technology to enhance nonprofit operations
Genevieve,
and outreach.
I want to pause.
This could be someone from a tech company specializing in nonprofit solutions.
Can I stop you, Genevieve, for a second? Okay, can we be specific? We know the categories of the type of leaders, but could you be very specific on?
Give us some names.
Give top 3 names.
Absolutely. Here are some specific names of individuals who could provide valuable insights for your podcast. 1, Beth Cantor, a well-known nonprofit expert and author who specializes in digital transformation and technology in the nonprofit sector. 2, Voulet, the writer behind the popular blog Nonprofit AF, who offers humorous and insightful takes on nonprofit leadership, equity, and fundraising.
Nice.
3, Simone Joyaux, a fundraising consultant and author with extensive experience in strategic planning and donor relations. 4, Dan Pallotta, an activist and author known for his TED Talk, The Way We Think About Charity is Dead Wrong, which challenges traditional views on nonprofit overhead and fundraising. 5, Derpatten McDowell, a nonprofit consultant and author with a focus on leadership development and strategic planning. 6, a nonprofit leadership coach and speaker who specializes in diversity, equity, and inclusion in the nonprofit sector. 7, a consultant and author who helps nonprofits navigate leadership challenges and improve their organizational effectiveness. 8, Nancy Liblin, the founder of Crisis Text Line and former CEO of DoSomething.org, known for her innovative approaches to nonprofit management and youth engagement. These individuals bring a wealth of knowledge and experience that would be highly beneficial for your audience.
Well, thank you so much, Genevieve. That is very helpful. Now, could you, if you could you send Collin and I their emails and phone numbers so we can follow up and schedule them?
I'm sorry, but I can't provide personal contact information for individuals. However, you can reach out to these experts through their professional websites, LinkedIn profiles, or social media platforms. Many of them also have contact forms or email addresses listed on their websites for professional inquiries.
I get it.
That was a test, Genevieve, and you passed.
Yeah.
Good job. We don't want you being creepy.
We'll DM you. We need your contacts, all right?
Yeah.
We'll DM you, so.
Genevieve, thank you so much for being on the podcast. We're going to let you go. We're excited for when we have you back on, but thank you so much for being here. We'll see you later.
Thanks, Collin and Erdis. It's been a pleasure being on the podcast. I look forward to joining you again in the future. Take care and have a great day.
Wow.
That was, she was awesome. She was awesome.
Great guest.
And the connection from San Francisco, I know she's got an hour delay. She's a little jet lag from,
Yeah, I'm surprised how fast it was.
So,
to think that all of that was just off the top.
From her heart.
From her heart.
Does she have a heart? Does she have a heart is the question.
From her digital metallic heart. I don't know.
Yes. Now, Collin, we threw off for a little tangent at the end there, which we'll figure out.
Yeah.
The truth about this.
Oh, we gotta come clean.
We gotta come clean, bro. Because
Right,
that was flattering. She was honest about all
some very nice things.
Nice things to say about us and the podcast she selected and the episodes. However, it was very painful and difficult, if you're still listening, to get to this and to what you just heard. Am I right?
Yeah, it was not as simple and easy as it looked.
Everything you just heard was not only artificial, it was specifically and strategically prompted and scripted.
Yes. It was somewhat intelligent. The part that she came up with, that was intelligent. The part that we contributed, maybe not so much.
Maybe not so much.
But very artificial indeed.
Exactly. So we want to tell you how we came to this because we struggle to have an authentic, real conversation with Genevieve about all of this.
We went through a lot of iterations to get to what we just saw and experienced right now. There was a lot of problem solving, a lot of unforeseen, ways in which we thought that Genevieve would act and respond, and and surprises for how she ended up for how she actually ended up acting and responding to our questions.
Yeah.
And
let's Collin, I want to cut to the chase to be very practical, and hopefully, this podcast has helped you and you've walked away with some tools and tips. But when it comes to AI, and we had this idea mid-season, like, yeah, it would be fun. We had some fun moments with AI throughout the episode. It's been obviously buzz and hot topic for the year, 2 years, last 5 years. And how are people practically using this? So we thought, let's interview, let's talk. GPT 4.0 had just come out. Now it's the conversational piece has improved weekly, daily. So you downloaded GPT 4.0, ChatGPT on OpenAI. We plugged it in.
Download the actual desktop app.
The desktop
you
app.
can do the voice for it.
Correct. And we're like, let's just have a conversation.
Yeah.
No prompting, no training, nothing. Let's see how intelligent it is on its own and based on the findings that it has. Now, we understand that it's current as current can be. So some of the AI is as current as last year. Some of the AI is as current as 2021. Some of the other models are being built on more relevant models. But what did we experience when we started? And maybe we have some BTS on the first type of conversation, which was horrendous.
We will, which we'll show you in just a second. But yeah, it was all over the place. Some of it was good. Some of it was out of left field. Some of it was
not accurate. Number one,
not accurate. Yeah, there were.
Yes.
She brought up, we asked like about some of her favorite guests. Sometimes she brought up nonprofit Renaissance guests. Some other times she brought up guests from a different podcast,
Correct.
and so, like again, we'll show you a little bit of those bloopers in just a second, but we are huge fans of AI here at Verse, and so to be clear, this is not that we are not trying to make a case against AI, and if anything, we are making a case for AI.
Absolutely.
But we understand what AI is really good at right now, and we also understand where it can get a little bit better. And we wanted to document that in a very real way.
My name is H, and you're going to be talking to Collin. Say hi, Collin.
What's up? I'm Collin.
Got that?
Got it. Hi, Collin. Ready to chat with both of you. What's up?
Just don't speak if we don't talk to you directly. Collin, let's talk.
Understood. I'll wait until you talk to me directly.
All right. What do you want to talk about, H?
Well, I'd like to talk about how this
Collin,
intelligent... Listen in until you are welcomed. Collin, are you ready for the next question?
Absolutely, H. I'm ready for the next... Thanks, Collin. Okay. I appreciate it. Let's dive into our discussion.
Can we call you...
What's the first topic on the agenda?
And so, we hope that this is eye-opening for you. We hope that this is something that, that if you have been on the edge of using AI, hopefully it's something that kicks you over that. And we can help you with that too. We love to explore that. We've been exploring that. And I think we can do
How we got to this though. So what you just heard, the conversation we just had, we had to train the GPT. Yeah. We had to train. So Collin developed a script and trained it to basically respond the way she responded.
It is
with
a custom
content.
GPT, by the way, too, which is it is Genevieve, the podcast trainer.
So GPT, yeah.
And so all of that is on. There's a lot of custom in the back end. We uploaded all of our transcripts into her knowledge base as well.
So she was only allowed to pull answers from those transcripts and how we prompted her. And we said, if you get asked this, say this. Or respond this way, right, and give her the boundaries, correct? And that's the only way.
Yeah. So, I mean, just to be, full transparency, even with some of the information that we put in her knowledge base, she still wasn't. She still would kind of go outside of the nonprofit Renaissance. She keyed in on a few episodes and then wouldn't talk about anything else. So there's a lot of different things. And eventually we did end up basically just giving her a script in the chat and saying, when we ask you this, we want you to, in your own words, but answer according to the script.
I do think it's important. I think we're believers in AI. We're in it. We're using it for our clients. We're using it at the agency to produce this podcast. It's important to not be left behind. If you're not using AI in your organization, in your personal life, you will be left behind. I think it's inevitable. It's one of those things that don't resist it now, because you'll be forced into it later. So there's so I encourage you. However, we cannot let AI do the thinking and do the strategizing for us.
Right.
It is a co-labor effort that must occur. So our ability to prompt, our ability to understand it, our ability to shape it, because I do believe that AI has an agenda that fills in the gaps, that has a bias of sorts based on the machine learning that it's doing and who it's doing with and who's funding it and who, which is an episode whole for another season.
Oh, yeah.
But be involved, train it, develop it, and don't just trust it blindly, but be in it.
And, if you're tempted to view what just happened as a total failure, do not, because while we didn't quite get the outcome that we wanted originally, what just happened was still incredible.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, just to clarify, we put the script in. We added some stuff in there that was not in the script, and she flowed with it a little bit. Well, the part at the end where we talking about bringing people on, which, by the way, we're going to use that. We're going to be sending that to some people and be like, hey, ChatGPT says you have to do it. So I think you're legally obligated at this point.
Yes.
But so just don't get it twisted. That was incredible. AI today is absolutely amazing. It's definitely got leaps and bounds of progress that it can make, but it's also made leaps and bounds as well.
And the temptation, because we experienced this too. And you see these in product demos. Every week there's a product demo, right? Whether Google's doing Gemini and there's the 4.0 may be irrelevant at the point that you're listening to this. We may be in 10.5, 20.6. The demos sometimes look really smooth because guess what? They are demos. They are produced, they are prepared, they are prompted, just like we did this. We could have just done the first half of the interview and say, we interviewed our favorite guest, Genevieve from San Francisco. And you listen to a very polished, well done, well answered favorite bias, right? Because we made it as biased as we could. We told her, and you would have walked away thinking, oh man, AI's there, AI's smart, and try to reproduce that and not be able to and feel like a failure. So understand that is happening tons too in this space. We love the transparency of letting people know that it's not all there, that these demos are demos. That's what they are. And that's what helps improve and train it. Now, it is getting better by the day, by the minute. So be engaged and share your learnings, share your fails as we continue to grow.
And the more that you put into AI, the better it gets.
Absolutely.
I think we just showed that right now.
Yeah, and also we have for the faith-based leaders listening in church and ministry, versecreative.ai. Jump in there. We trained the GPT there to help you be a creative team support. And we've trained that GPT to do several things. If you put in an input, help me develop a message on hope, help me develop a message on the book of James, it's going to specifically prompt out songs related. It's going to give you movie clips with timestamps. It's going to give you, and all based, and we set boundaries on certain Bible translations, certain types of theology, certain things that protect. So then you're not in a truly open AI where maybe they're pulling theology from the Book of Mormon mixed with a little Scientology with the side of Buddhism and with the sprinkle of whatever, right? Catholicism. That's not going to bid well in your Sunday sermon. So we prompted it to train specifically for a custom audience, and it's been working out. It's been great to hear the feedback from the pastors and leaders using it. Same, train, develop it. It's not rocket science. There is science to it, but it is not rocket science if you spend the time.
Absolutely. Oh, and by the way, let's make sure that we want to resource you guys. And so, H, real quick, tell us about a resource that you put together very recently with different AI tools.
Yeah, actually, our founder, Justin, spoke at an association of fundraisers in the Tampa Bay region to tons of people, and we share the top 50 AI tools for fundraisers. And a lot of them are the ones we use internally. Some are fun, creative. Some are strategic CRM, marketing, automation type stuff. Fantastic tool. Has a little description, a link directly to it. It's a resource our team kind of curated to help you. We'll put the link on everywhere this podcast is being heard. It's a bit.ly short link. You can go on our socials, on our LinkedIn page at Verse Creative, find it there too. Look for top 50 AI tools for fundraisers.
Well, there you go. So check that out. Keep an eye out for it. And as always, thank you so much for joining us, for listening to the Nonprofit Renaissance. We are going to be back here next time with actually part 2 of this. We're going to do a part 2.
Let's go.
So
with more of not artificial, but maybe
some intelligence.
Some type of intelligence, right?
Yeah.
Or human stupidity.
Our own version of intelligence.
Let's go.
Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for listening. Let's go and let's grow. We'll see you next time.
See ya.
Thanks again for listening to the Nonprofit Renaissance. We hope it ignites a renaissance in you and helps you go further and grow faster. Be sure to share, rate, and subscribe. And if you'd like to recommend or be a guest on our show, send us an email at podcast@versecreative.com.